Tigers 4, St Helens 60 at the Jungle in a game that had a lot of talking points, didn't it? I mean, incredible performance this from St Helens, especially in the second half. As for the Castleford Tigers, anyway, let's start with the Matautia try. Big controversy this. We saw the Matty Ashton try for the Warrington Wolves, didn't we, on Thursday night, given as a penalty try. St Helens fans will have been asking, how can the Sione Matautia try not be the same? Big head scratcher, that one, it has to be said. Then on 15 minutes, one of the biggest talking points of the game, Tommy Makinson sent off for a shoulder to Tex Hoy. Personally speaking, thought it was a bad call, really did. Didn't see this as a red, at worst possibly a yellow card for Tommy Makinson. It was a full throttle move. Yes, I get it, the ball has gone. That went against Tommy, there's no doubt about that. But, I mean, Tex Hoy didn't even go off for a HIA. So that, for me, pretty much says it all. I mean, I know Hoy went off about 15 minutes later, but come on, that's not good enough. For me, personally, I thought Makinson was hard done to. But then, I mean, you consider it was Matty Lees on Mellor later in the game, not even looked at. And Mellor goes off for a HIA. You know, and that's for me where the game, it's a little bit all over the place at the moment. We can go to the second half and Liam Horn sending off for what was classed as a spear tackle. And then you go back to Harry Smith, you know, at the start of the season on the same ground. It's just crazy. Personally speaking, didn't see either as a red. Didn't. I thought Sam Esser played a big part in the Liam Horn one. He actually pushes down on Bell, and that made it look a hell of a lot worse. So for me personally, you know, we'll get the cards out of the way really quickly. I don't think either of them warranted red. I think Horn, actually, I think if Makinson doesn't go, I think Horn probably gets yellow. That's my personal belief. What do you think? Get in the chat, comment, as always, get in there. I thought St Helens' execution in the first half was pretty poor. They kept going down the right edge, and time again, they were finding problems in the Castleford Tigers defence, and that was a big warning going into the second half, wasn't it? I thought Lewis Senior's try, oh, yes, wonderful, absolutely wonderful. You know, it followed by that little tuck of the legs. Tom Daly would be proud of that, going off the high board. I mean, incredible stuff to know they were so close to the side. I mean, Lewis Senior in great form. That's 5 in 4 now for Senior, having a superb time at the Castleford Tigers. I mean, Innes at the start of the season, we were all basking in the glory of Innes Senior, and all of a sudden here comes his brother. Hey, hold me beer, son. Oh, outstanding stuff, absolutely outstanding stuff. 8-4 at half-time. It's hard to believe it was 8-4 at half-time. St Helens in the second half showed their quality and they showed their class. There's no question about that. As for Craig Lingard, my biggest tip for you is don't let the lads have a shower at half-time, because the orange turned to white. They were more like zebras. I don't know about tigers. Absolutely shocking second half, this. I mean, you know, it was like watching a lion stalking its prey, wasn't it? You know, and there's the zebras going down one by one. Shocking stuff. Really was. What was really interesting, though, was, you know, on 41 minutes, Castleford Tigers on the front foot to start the second half. The kick goes through and it's not taken in, if you remember. And then Daz Clark goes and does one of his breaks, and before you know it, there you go, Wellesby's in. Interesting. I mean, that for me, 41 minutes, all of a sudden, Castleford have gone from maybe leveling the game to now being behind, and you know, significantly 14-4, and that for me was pretty keen stuff as well. Yeah, I mean, again, going back to the Liam Horn try, that happened on 47 minutes. The tackle before on Delaney, it was exactly the same tackle, no doubt about that whatsoever. Like I say, the big difference between the Delaney one and the one on Bell was Esser's involvement as well. So again, I really do feel for the Castleford Tigers with regards to that decision. But let's bask in the glory that was St Helens from an attacking threat right across the park. Wonga Blake going in for a hat-trick. I think there's plenty more to come from Wonga Blake. I thought Lewis Dodd was Lewis Dodd. James Bell, I thought, you know, in at loose forward for the absent Morgan Knowles. And Bell showing what he can do if he gets a full game. 10 tackle busts in this game from Bell. 23 tackles indeed. 18 carries for 123 metres. Superb performance from James Bell, I have to say. Really impressed with him on the day. Wellesby was Wellesby. I thought Wellesby was quality as well. Good to see young Noah Stevens coming on for a little cameo. And actually, you know, what was really interesting about Stevens, came on pretty late in the game, 9 carries for 99 metres. He averaged 11 metres a carry. I mean, you know, fair play to Noah Stevens there. You know, he's come on and he's really shown that he's got a big future in the game. So congratulations, I think, has got to go to Noah Stevens on that. Well done, young man. Great debut from you. Outstanding stuff indeed. But yeah, I think all across the park, St Helens showed their quality. But let's be fair, also Castleford showed, for me, a disgraceful attitude. It's simple as that. You don't go and concede that amount of points in the second half. 56 unanswered points in the second half, more than a point a minute. That is just not good enough. They've been in decent form, haven't they, the last few weeks, and they just seem to down tools. It's simple as that. If you haven't seen it, go and see the Craig Lingard press conference where he talks about giving them some time off for their heroics at League to come back from League. And I'm saying, quite frankly, he's done that once before, and again, they were battered the game after, and he won't be doing that again. I mean, that's quite a sorry tale, isn't it? If you're a Castleford Tigers fan, that's not good. That's not good at all. I say not really much other than Lewis Senior's good scoring run can you take out of this as a Castleford Tigers fan. Really, really poor. I think a lot of soul searching now. They've got a couple of weeks off, haven't they? Get a couple of bodies back, maybe a bit fitter. But yeah, this was poor, really poor from Castleford Tigers. As for Saints, just steamroll them. You can't allow St Helens to do what they did. I mean, they've got so much quality, haven't they, right across the park, and they stood up really, really well. Right, who are we going to give the 3-2-1 to? Well, the 3 points I'm going to give to Johnny Lomax. Johnny Lomax, always, for whatever reason, even in the Man of Steel over the years, has always been overlooked, but not here at Super League Road. Johnny Lomax in this game, outstanding. He got his try. I thought his try was superb as well, by the way. 3 try assists in the game as well. His kicking game was on point. 11 kicks in general play, 4 attacking kicks. He actually ran for 110. I noticed that about Lomax in this game. He was running more, and that was really good to see. A running Johnny Lomax is a threat, a real good threat, and I thought he was brilliant throughout. A captain's knock from Johnny Lomax, a real quality Super League player, a legend. I think he will probably go down as later in his career. He is that good, but for whatever reason, maybe because of the flair players that have been around him over the years at Saints, he hasn't got the credit that he deserves, but fully deserving of 3 points in this game. 2 points I'm going to give to Conrad Hall. I thought he was a wrecking machine in that second half on the right-hand side. The only surprise is he didn't get a try, but he did make 3. I mean, 14 carries for 203 metres, 6 tackleables, 2 clean breaks. He was outstanding, really good. I mean, like I say, they probed down that right-hand side time and time again in the first half. It didn't come off. The execution wasn't right. But, we said on the Finals of podcast, that's available for you now to listen to on Apple, Amazon and Spotify. We said, if you allow Conrad Hall to remain fresh going into a second half against the tiring defence, that's what Conrad Hall can do. Incredible performance from the Hull. And then finally, 1 point goes to Jack Wellsby. 2 tries, 1 assist in this. 18 carries, 147 metres, 8 tackleables from Jack as well. Another fine game. Notes in dispatches, Noah Stevens, James Bell had a great game. I thought Sione Matautia in the first half, not only his try, but his running, really, really good. Playing prop forward, natural second rower, going up into the front row. And I thought he was really, really easy on the eye. But he carried on that form throughout the game. He'd have been a shoo-in for 3 points, but I thought Sione Matautia really, really good in the game. I thought Daz Clark was troublesome for Castleford as well. But yeah, all in all, this was a team performance, wasn't it, from St Helens? Many congratulations have got to go to them. They remain top, best attack, best defence in Super League. Interesting, really interesting for the Saints. And they as well have got 2 weeks off. And, like I say, they'll be delighted, I think, to go into this break where they sit in Super League. So Castleford Tigers 4, St Helens 60. Not a good game if you're a Castleford Tigers fan. For Saints, this was a beautiful performance, piling on the points. But let's be, crystal clear, it is Castleford. Saints are going to have to become a little bit more ruthless for me, like they have been in this game, but in those bigger games. They've just not quite got those right this year, but this will certainly give them confidence going into the next stage of the campaign. We hope you've enjoyed this edition of In the Sheds. We'll be back later. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and we'll see you.